Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are plunging into really a jaw-dropping story. It reveals just how sophisticated modern cybercrime has become.
It really does.
Our mission today is to unpack how this, well, massive industrial-scale phishing and brand impersonation scheme ran for over 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Completely under the radar, targeting Fortune 500s, targeting everyday users like you. We really want you to understand the stealth and, frankly, the scale of these online threats. They're evolving so fast.
Absolutely. And what's truly fascinating here, I think, isn't just the sheer audacity of it all, but the technical skill behind this operation. Researchers called it a phishing-as-a-service network, phase for short.
Phase.
Yeah, think of it like a subscription service, but, on the dark web. For cybercriminals, it gives them all the tools, all the infrastructure they need to launch these really sophisticated attacks. And the truly shocking part, it ran undetected on Google Cloud and Cloudflare. Yeah. Big, trusted names.
For 3 years.
For more than 3 years, yeah. Basically riding on some of the world's most trusted internet infrastructure.
Wow. 3 years is just... it's an eternity in cybersecurity terms. So, okay, let's unpack that. How did they pull this off? You mentioned their main weapon was this tactic called cloaking.
That's right.
Explain that a bit. It sounds like a digital magic trick.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Basically, when search engines or, say, security bots scan these sites, they'd see perfectly legitimate content. Harmless stuff.
Okay.
But if you, an actual person or unwitting user, clicked on a link, boom, you'd be instantly redirected to a very sophisticated phishing page, maybe a gambling site, something designed specifically to steal your login details, your credentials. It's bait and switch, really.
But done with scary precision.
Frightening precision, exactly. And they didn't just build these fake sites randomly. This operation, it involved hijacking abandoned domains. Domains that were once maybe reputable but just expired.
Like old company websites.
Exactly. There was one example, a domain once called militaryfighterjet.com. They took it over. And instead of old plane pictures, it was cloaked to show perfect clones of major corporations. Think Lockheed Martin.
Wow. A defense contractor.
Right. And they made these fake pages incredibly convincing. Here's how. They loaded resources like logos, style sheets, bits of code directly from the original brand servers.
From the real Lockheed Martin site in this case.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Or whichever brand they were impersonating. So your browser might see a legitimate security certificate, familiar logos, familiar layout, even though the actual domain you're on is malicious. It makes detection incredibly difficult, both for automated tools and, frankly, for human eyes. The sites looked and felt real.
Okay, and this is where the scale just it really hits home for me. We aren't talking about a couple of servers, are we?
Oh, not at all. This was industrial scale. Researchers found 86 distinct physical IP addresses.
Physical servers.
Physical servers hosted on Google Cloud, mainly in Hong Kong and Taiwan. But here's the kicker. Those 86 physical servers, they were managing a staggering 44,000 virtual IPs just on Google Cloud.
44,000.
And another 4,000 or so on other providers. Just let that number sink in.
That's immense. That's the industrial scale part right there.
That's absolutely it. That difference, 86 physical servers orchestrating tens of thousands of temporary virtual identities, that's what let them scale up so massively and adapt so quickly. Traditional IP blocking, almost useless against this kind of fluid network.
Right, you block one, 10 more pop up.
Precisely. This wasn't some small group. It was highly organized. Over 80 different clusters they found, each running cloned content from more than 200 global organizations.
200 brands being impersonated simultaneously.
Simultaneously. And adding to the difficulty, the initial traffic, the clicks that led people there, often came from trusted sources. Google searches, meta platforms like Facebook, even legitimate Android apps. And despite at least 265 public detections over the 3 years.
People did notice it sometimes, though.
Occasionally, yes. Pieces of it were spotted. But the network's resilience, its distributed nature, just meant it kept going. It survived those detections.
So, okay, what does this all really mean for you listening, for companies trying to fight this stuff? What are the implications of an enemy this persistent?
Well, it raises some pretty critical questions, doesn't it? For businesses, brand impersonation. It destroys trust, both customer trust and employee trust if their credentials get phished. The financial damage, the reputational harm, it can be massive. Not to mention just the chaos it causes internally.
And for the cloud providers, Google Cloud, Cloudflare.
For them, it highlights a huge challenge. How do you keep your environment secure when bad actors can so effectively ride your trusted infrastructure for years without setting off major alarms? It forces a rethink, really, about how we monitor and secure these shared platforms.
Given how resilient it was, how sophisticated, I mean, how do we even begin to combat a threat like this? One that's proven so hard to actually take down.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. I think for businesses, a key takeaway is understanding that attackers often start with your forgotten digital assets.
Yeah.
Those expired domains, abandoned subdomains, you need to treat them as potential weapons, not just old clutter to clean up eventually. Proactive monitoring is crucial there.
So track your old digital footprint.
Exactly. And for the hosting companies, the cloud providers, they have to go beyond basic automated checks. These skilled adversaries, they know how to evade simple defenses. So you need to combine advanced threat intelligence with deeper analysis, looking at behavior, not just signatures. It demands a more proactive, almost offensive security stance.
This deep dive really does illustrate the incredible resilience, the sophistication of these modern phishing networks. It's quite sobering.
It is. And it's a stark reminder that even platforms we trust implicitly, like major cloud providers, can be weaponized.
It forces us to think, doesn't it? If Google's infrastructure can be used like this for years under the radar.
What does that mean for security overall? What fundamental shift do we need beyond just patching things? We need to think more like the attackers, anticipate their moves.
Absolutely. So how do you stay one step ahead in this landscape? Especially when, as we've seen, the enemy might be hiding in plain sight using the very tools we rely on every day. Something to really think about until our next deep dive.